Hello, and welcome to Stretching the Word. I'm your host, Sister Valerie, and not today, devil, just not this year. Today, we're going to talk about Uriah the Hittite. You say, Uriah, let me think. Who was Uriah? Who was Uriah? He wasn't a disciple. He wasn't a prophet. So, what makes him so great? Well, Uriah, and I say Uriah the Hittite because he was not an Israelite, but Uriah had decided to join himself to the Israelites, and he was an elite soldier of King David. But more than that, he was the husband of Bathsheba. Oh, Bathsheba, we all know, right? Because that's the woman that David slept with when he should not have. But Uriah the Hittite was her husband. And we know that after David slept with Bathsheba and found out that she was pregnant, then he was trying to pull a fast one. So Uriah was out there on the battlefield fighting. So David said, well, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to tell Uriah to come in off the battlefield and he can spend some time with his wife, and then that'll cover my tracks. But when David called Uriah home, Uriah was so faithful and loyal to David that he said, no, I'm not going home and spend time with my wife. I'm going to stay here and guard you. Oh. David's plan went out the window. So David had to think of something else. So David sent Uriah back to the battlefield only so that he could kill him. You said, well, why is we talking about Uriah so much? We're talking about Uriah because Uriah proved to be loyal. Uriah proved to be faithful. He was not just faithful and loyal to David, who was the king, but he was faithful and loyal to God because he had made a commitment to God to protect the king at any cost, at all times. So even when the king was wrong, Uriah was yet faithful, even though Uriah didn't know that the king was trying to pull a fast one. But the moral, as they say, of the story is we are to be faithful and committed to what God has required us to do, what God has ordained us to do. Even when people try to be slick, you think Uriah's flesh wasn't want to be with his wife after being out on the battlefield for all of those months? Sure, he was a human being, and we know that Bathsheba was beautiful. So yes, his flesh was probably talking to him and won't say, yeah, man, go on over there. Your wife, man, this is an opportunity. But he put his emotions, he put his feelings, he put his lust, he put all that aside to be faithful to what God had told him to do, to be faithful to the one that was over him. How much more can we be faithful to what God has required of us? Can we be faithful to our leaders, even though We may sometime want to go off and do what we want to do, but because we have made that commitment and because God is requiring certain things of us, we yet have to stand and remain faithful as Uriah the Hittite did.